I was thinking to myself, this damn movie better have a Ben Willis cameo. Now, that's one thing also too. I'm ashamed to admit that a lot of our discussion about the movie ahead of time was like, is Ben Willis going to be in it?
Well,
Which it would make no sense if he was still alive. Would make no sense. But I was
after being shot, what, 6 times, 7 times?
6, 7 times. I mean, he basically got buried in the dirt. And then, of course, okay, well, let's establish right now. The end of I Still Know was a dream sequence. Him pulling Julie on the bed. I guess it was always assumed that probably was a dream sequence. But
Right.
if they weren't going to do another sequel, you could take it as, oh, there wasn't a dream sequence, or you could take it as it was. But clearly, that didn't happen. They're back here 30 years later. Okay. Now, let's talk about the one good thing about the movie we'll start off with is that it does start off with those beautiful opening shots of Southport coming up from the water to the mountainous area where our initial crimes always happen on the stupid curvy road that should have more warning signs, in my opinion.
It should, but I will mention, with this scene, because this whole thing happens, all our characters are at a bachelorette party, I believe it was, or just a wedding, it was something.
Well, basically, it starts as a bachelor. They definitely don't get married, so it's got to be a bachelorette party.
Yeah.
And I should have known because introducing our 4 characters here, our 4 teen characters, assuming they're probably maybe not teens, maybe older than teens, but
they were all they're in college.
In college. I didn't like any of the dialogue in these opening scenes. It's like the rapport they have, they felt annoying, and it felt like not natural dialogue. Nobody speaks in a way that everything's meant to be a joke. Like, nobody speaks in this kind of banner, and I don't know. I was kind of thrown off by not a single character in this opening thing is like likable. Like, at least if you go back to the first 2 movies, I mean, especially the first movie, maybe not Barry, but everybody else is pretty likable.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I just rewatched the opening because I wanted to double check something before I said it on here.
Yeah.
But I did rewatch the opening, and Barry is still likable to an extent. Yeah, he's not likable to other people, but like, say, Max was hitting on Julie. Barry, being a friend to Ray, knows, hey, that's not her boyfriend, so I'm going to stop him from doing it because Ray's not going to. It feels more like, hey, I'm your buddy, so I'm going to do something for you. Kind of like how the Friends show goes. Because, let's face it, I would not like any of the Friends characters.
I've never thought about that. I always interpret it as just Ray or Barry being a bully to Max, but I guess he could be like, hey, this guy's talking to my friend's girl. So I guess that's true.
It depends on how you interpret it.
I'll say after the crash, Barry does choke.
Barry's an asshole.
He chokes Julie. So at a certain point, I don't think he's that good a friend to Ray. He's choking his girlfriend.
And let's face it, that is when Julie should have just 100% said, Ray, it doesn't matter what we go through in the future. It's over because you just allowed another man to put his hands around me.
And that is pretty much what happened. Within that movie, we assume that but we're basically doing a podcast now about the original. So
because it's better.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd rather talk about that again than talk about this. But
anyway, so
okay, so I don't care. Now, it doesn't, again, the first movie doesn't mean that by the time the action happens that we care about the characters. But we're at least on board with, hey, this is a watchable group of teens that we can follow. These characters in the new one, from the opening, and it's very similar. They have the bachelor party. They're hanging, I think, by a fire pit.
Yeah.
Talking, and again, all the dialogue is excruciatingly. Maybe it's just a generation after us that I just don't understand what the hell they're talking about. But the one thing I'll say, and I know you're getting to a point too, the one thing very early on that struck me as probably wouldn't happen, and happens more for the plot, I don't think Stevie actually agrees to go with them. No. Because I feel like...
She even said they abandoned her, so...
Yeah, there's beef there, and I don't think the group would actually be like, hey, let's invite her, because it just feels awkward. And I don't think she would actually want to go. So there's hostility there between them, I feel like.
So as for the inviting her bit, I actually feel like they would, but let's face it, they're rich people. They actually, you can see it throughout the whole movie, they still look down on her.
Yeah.
They claim to be friends, but let's face it, I was the whole movie waiting for one of them to say, "Oh, we were only friends because she was being bullied." Something like that. Something like,
don't you
we
feel
were doing
like
a good thing for
if
her.
they're in the middle of all hanging out, like they've been hanging out all day together in the middle of it, and I'm assuming they're all pretty much been drinking. Most of them are probably drunk. You don't feel like it'd be kind of a buzzkill, the idea of like, hey, Stevie, who we haven't talked to, hasn't been mad at us for a year. She's just standing over there. Let's bring her actually into a car with us as we go somewhere. It just feels like that. To repair that, it would start off more with like
drinks.
Somebody texting her and be like, hey, are you open to talking? I don't think it's a full blown, hey, jump in the car with us. And I don't think, and she probably knows they're drunk. I don't think she's like, yeah, this sounds like a fun time. She's probably thinking about, she's probably thinking about her boyfriend. We'll get to that later on.
Well, but even funnier is now that you're putting all this into perspective for me, it feels like, because let's think about it this way. For us, if we were in a situation like a friend, someone we used to know, just went to rehab, had a dark past, we stopped talking to them. Yeah, we would stop talking to them. That's because our generation, we didn't talk about shit.
Well, yeah.
Now you get another generation that actually is a lot more open about speaking, whether it's mental health issues or any of that.
Yeah.
It would make some form of sense.
But Stevie reveals eventually that from her perspective, she feels like they abandoned her.
Well, they did.
Okay. So Stevie, I just don't think is like, hey, this sounds fun to go jump in the car with these people that abandoned me. I think she probably just wants to go home and they explain in the movie of like she's excited to see the fireworks. It's like
she could have seen that from
make a plan with your boyfriend to go to the fireworks. Like this doesn't make any sense.
Well, she also I think they originally did, and she just stopped texting because she left her phone in the freaking other car.
She leaves her work shift early to go hang out with them.
Yeah.
Now the other character doesn't say. She's like, I'll cover for you. And I'm like, well, so is Stevie still getting paid? Because like I'm like, is this the kind of job where she would still get paid even though she's leaving early? I don't know.
I mean, this is Ray we're talking about.
Oh yeah, so
he was already probably plotting their demise.
Oh God, well I don't think so, but
here's another thing I'm wondering. Now that they get in the car and they start driving, and they stop in the middle of the mountain, and they even mention that curb has been known as the devil's curb.
Why hasn't? Okay, one thing. Well, I know the police in this town are incompetent. The mayor's incompetent. Everybody's incompetent. Has there been no thought to close this road down? Like, is it that important to go up this mountain? Like,
well, because depending on where people's houses are, probably is. But the reason I'm bringing this up is in the first movie, Ray, Julie, and all of them, they drove, of course, around that same curb all the way through that mountain to get to the beach where they watched the fireworks and did all their fun stuff. So what I'm wondering is, why didn't they just continue to the beach? Why did they have to stop right there in the middle of the mountain? Because it's the highest point? That just sounds stupid. I feel like a beach that most likely may still not have a whole lot of people on sounds like a better spot. Then again, this is now a tourist town.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I can see that logic of like them being like, okay, this random point is the best point to just park and watch the fireworks. But in terms of parking in the middle of the road, if they know that this is the type of road where it's dangerous and people get in accidents like that, them parking in the middle of the road and getting out and like just stand there does seem stupid. You would park somewhere on the side. That's obviously not a place. They're in the middle of the road, literally. That's not a place you would just like put your car in park and get out and walk around. So that idea does seem stupid. And they grew up in this town, so they would have probably done this before in past years. So I don't know, like, was their plan literally just to like settle there, like leave the car there and just stand the road and watch the fireworks?
That's what they did.
Because if it was a touristy area, there would be some area set up to where they could actually like not a parking lot, but it'd be designed to actually do that. There'd be like a picnic area or something.
Like the very top of the mountain, they would have it all cleared away for tourists to be there.
And the dudes, I mean, maybe the guy maybe Teddy because his dad is runs the town. Maybe that has in his head that, hey, I can do whatever I want. So maybe there's some of that there.
I mean, to be fair, he technically can.
Well, yeah, we find out actually can, but okay. But either way, let's say they're dummies. Now there's being stupid.
Say,
huh?
You said let's say they're dummies.
Well,
they are dummies?
They are dummies. I'm saying. So let's say they are dummies. But what I'm trying to say is that there's a difference between being stupid and being guilty of a crime. Being culpable and being stupid. Now they are stupid to park their car here. They're dumb. Some of them are drunk. Some of them seem more normal. So I guess the voice of reason should have been telling Teddy, get your ass out the road. What are you doing? He's like, I love it here.
Well, they did try to tell him, hey, get your ass out the road.
Yeah. And in fact, before the thing happens,
another car nearly hits Teddy. And for some reason, he's sitting there getting ready to punch it out like he watched the Hey Arnold show where the big dude stopped the car.
So, okay. There's a couple of things here. So, okay, they are stupid. But now we got to get into the meat of it because we're going to redo, of course, the original, which was... The original was actually them hitting somebody, hitting Ben Willis, having to dump the body. We're gonna be creative and do a new setup where we're standing in the road and a car. Now, first of all,
why would this vehicle go so fast around a curb that's known to be dangerous?
This car came so fast that nobody even had an inkling of it even near them until it was already there.
Which is funny.
How fast was this car going?
Which is funny because with this type of truck, you'd hear it. So they put it in for a cheap jump scare.
We just saw a car come before, and we saw the car come, and the car was coming
pretty fast,
very fast, and they all had time to sit there and react and say, "Teddy, get out the road." He's not. So we go from that to we know where they're standing. You have enough runway here to see a car coming.
Mm-hmm.
This car looks like it came out of a portal right in front of them from the future, and just like the Back to the Future car, and just showed up.
He did not have his headlights on. It's like, you know what? I'm driving pretty fast up this mountain. Let me turn the headlights. Oh shit!
Look, if it's Teddy and Teddy's drunk, I accept the car sneaking up on him like that. None of the characters, even the peripheral, see this car coming. So I'm saying that all to say that culpability. This car, we can tell, is going 100,000 miles per hour. So this car is definitely over the speed. Whatever the speed limit is, this car is at least 20 miles above the speed limit, right?
He's going the Wii speed limit.
Yeah,
the Wii speed.
He's going the higher I go up the mountain, the faster I go. So when this car, I'm already thinking, this guy got to be a drunk driver. I'm already thinking this guy's a drunk driver, and I guess it's never really touched upon. But
I mean, to be fair, he was also in rehab with Stevie. So, I just don't remember if they stated that he fell off the wagon or if he was still on it.
They didn't say it.
Okay.
She never brings that idea up.
The only thing she brought up was I didn't have my phone on me to text him back, so he thought I was in trouble.
And he was bringing his car to come get her.
He bringing the preacher's car.
Okay. All right, so let's go with, based on all that, and then coming out of rehab, we're going to assume that he's not drunk. He's just, for some reason, going 150 miles per hour around a curvy mountain road.
He's scared that she relapsed.
So he's going to become a speed racer because he's going so fast that even if these people aren't in the road, this dude was headed to like going off the mountain. I'm sorry. But okay. All right. So now let's go back to culpability because we made a big thing in our first podcast for this movie about would they have got, how much trouble would they have gotten and what does the law say? We're not going to go that deep into what the law says here. We did with the first one. But okay. They're in the road. Car comes speeding around. The car, almost as if they're a deer, is going to take the advice. Well, the advice is actually to drive right through. So thankfully, he didn't drive right through Teddy. He swerves. And doesn't even go off the mountain. Just goes to where he's hanging off the edge of the cliff.
Yeah.
All right, so let's pause right here. Okay. So a character in a few minutes is going to be like, it's manslaughter. Oh, okay. All right.
First of all, that's not manslaughter.
No.
An accident. The only reason anyone would classify that as manslaughter is the fact that they left the scene of the crime without, they reported it, but they didn't stay there to be able to say, hey, this is exactly what happened.
Yeah, and the car didn't even go off the mountain. It goes off the edge, and then he's fine in the car, and the car flips over. Nope. Okay. I imagine there's two things going on. They're not supposed to be in the middle of the road, but him coming around the curb speeding probably means
it would be his fault.
Yeah, the speeding part, and they could probably track the tire marks and figure out like, okay, we believe this car was going at sort of this speed. They can do that, right? So it's like something, right? Can't they tell from tire marks? Like we think, can they when a car gets to accident, they estimate.
They can tell if they actually hit the brakes.
No, but they can estimate that they think the car was speeding. I think.
I've never heard that before. If that's the case, that's new technology to me.
Maybe I'm thinking of something completely different. But okay,
you're thinking of how the world should be.
Okay, well, the guy's dead. There's no witnesses except them. They can just say, and now we know that it actually was the case, but they can say that the car was speeding, and it actually was. So if they say the car is speeding, and this is the thing about all this, nobody else is there except them. There's no Max here. There's no nothing. It's just them. So their story is going to be what has to hold up in court. And at this point, all I got to do is tell the truth. We were on the road, but the car came speeding and then swerved. Yeah, where's the manslaughter?
They can even add a little line saying, hey, we thought we just saw somebody on the road. We stopped to try and see if they needed help, and that's when...
And you add in the fact that the car was hanging off the edge. We tried to go help. They can see the guy bust through the windshield.
Yeah.
So that gives credibility to what they're saying. He busted the windshield. That means he had to stop and it didn't go off the mountain.
I just thought of something. Did they not find Teddy's shirt that he took with him?
Oh, wow.
I mean, I know he's the mayor's son, but...
Well, remember, so... And then, again, even making it more ridiculous is just that, yeah, the cop is going to cover the cops are going to cover the whole thing up anyways. So there's no legality here because Teddy already has in his mind from the beginning, like, hey, my dad's going to cover this up. All right, now, it's very important that we have legality aside. Now we have to figure out how much are they actually to blame where somebody in the group is going to be like, hey, you killed him, I'm going to kill you. Now we have to be like somebody who's there in the moment being like, hey, my friends are to blame, I'm going to kill you. How much is that are they to blame? Well, okay. You can say the guy was speeding, but Teddy being in the road
caused him to swerve.
Maybe you should kill Teddy. But if you're Stevie and you're seeing what's going on, you're like, okay, that was bad. But then he's hanging on the edge. We go to try to help. The guy busted the windshield. Probably him busting the windshield actually maybe caused the momentum of the car to actually take the car off the cliff.
It was already falling because they were slipping. I'm pretty sure the girls were already lifted out of the damn road.
Everybody's trying to help. Nobody's like,
Nobody's just standing there.
After he goes off the cliff, I think an assumption is made like, hey, this guy's probably dead.
Well, they did make that assumption, and then Teddy did go and call the cops, and then they were like, okay, let's go to the police station so we give our report.
Which
Why don't you just stay there?
but that part of it was not going to save the guy's life.
No.
Because Stevie, well, just might as well spoil it out. Stevie, the killer, this is a revenge plot. So she has to be like, well, my friends caused this guy's death. Not all this stuff about going to the police station afterwards. That didn't matter. At that point, the police were covering it up. Who cares?
Remember, at this point, Stevie didn't even know that was her friend.
And that's where I was on the second watch, because I didn't remember from the theater if that was the case. I was looking at Stevie and watching every single face expression of her. Every time the camera cut to her, I was like, okay, at some point, is there some realization? Because I'm assuming the actress had read the entire script and knew she was the killer. So I'm assuming she asked the writer or director, or just was like, hey, how should I play this? Like, do I give a wink to the audience at some point and be like, hey, oh, man. And maybe the director's like, no, at the end, we'll put it in that you say that you didn't recognize.
You're giving these actors a little too much credit, and the director a little too much credit. Because, I'm sorry, compared to what we grew up with, compared to some movies like certain A24 or certain other movies that's come out lately, I do not feel like any of these characters were acting. Any of these actors were actually acting. It just felt like half the time they were reading from a damn script. That's including Ray and Julie.
Oh yeah, well they were in there for the paycheck, I think. I mean, look, I get that, but I mean,
so I don't think she went up to the director and said, "Hey, since I'm the killer, should I do this?"
If you want your movie to be rewatched, here's the thing: on an initial watch, you can get away with anything. You can, especially with like a whodunit type thing. The initial watch, nobody's really putting together. Maybe the online community, but people aren't putting the clues together necessarily until the rewatch. If you want your movie rewatchable, you plan this idea like, okay, now when they rewatch it, they know Stevie's the killer. So I'm watching it being like, okay, how much is Stevie like involved in terms of Stevie's like at one point like, hey, yeah, let's go. Because the more involved she is, the less she should be holding her friends accountable because she's involved too. So I'm watching it like, okay, Stevie, for this to make sense, you have to be the one being like, hey guys, we got to stay. We got to do this. We got to do that. For you to blame them, you got to be how Julie James was in the first one. Julie James' first one was like literally like at every step was like, no, this is wrong. This is wrong.
Right.
No, this is wrong. This is wrong. She had to be Julie James for this to make sense.
So I will mention one thing. It seems like something got mixed up in the script writing. Because
that's an understatement.
Because there's a point where she.
No, I know what it was. There was no script. They improvised this whole damn movie.
Because at one point she says, "Hey, we need to go," and then immediately she's like, "No, we should stay." It's like lady, that was like a 5-second turn. Or like Teddy, he's like, no, we should stay away from the cops because it's not our fault. He goes, calls the cops and goes, okay, it's time to go. It's like,
before Teddy does the cop thing, they're all just trying to figure out what to do.
Milo's the worst of them. He's automatically, we need to get out of here. We're done for.
But Stevie comes in with the reasoning of, hey, you guys can afford lawyers, I can't. So while Teddy's making up his mind about what he's about to do, she's like, we can't do this, guys. You guys will be okay. She's voice of reason saying, hey, let's get out of here by bringing that up. Maybe Teddy's like, oh yeah, this would hurt Stevie.
Well, the problem is Teddy would be like, lady, did you forget who my dad is?
Yeah. But still,
Teddy could be put in a good word and be like, hey, can we get her a lawyer because she also had nothing to do with it?
What I'm saying is Stevie's first reaction is like, hey, I can't afford this. Let's get out of here. Stevie on the back end is doing revisionism where she's like, hey, what happened was once Stevie found out she knew who died, then she went backwards and was like, oh yeah. She's probably in her head made up a story about like, yeah, I wanted to stay and help. It's like, lady, we have it on film. You were not quite Barry from the first movie, but you were not Julie James. You were on board. I mean, what's her face, our main girl, probably the closest thing to Julie in terms of like, hey, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. So anyways, all that to say, this opening scene is trash. It makes no sense. You should just stuck with them hitting somebody. The logistics of like them not even really being at fault here.
I will say Teddy never put his hands around main girl's throat. I forgot her name already. I know Danica.
Do you think that's just like in 2025, that's like crossing a line? They can't even show that in a movie now. It's like, I don't think they would.
Abuse is still abuse no matter where it's from. It can be in 2025.
The
director, what was it? Kevin Williamson wrote the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if he wrote it again, I guarantee even in this day and age, he probably still would have put that in. If we were going off the assumption of, hey, I just killed somebody, I can't let you turn me in.
The problem with the scene in the first one, which would be here also, is that, which Kevin Williamson didn't calculate, is how weak that made Ray look. To be standing next to your girlfriend being choked and being like, well, he's right. He's right, honey. Like that, they would have had that with Milo and Teddy here, and I don't think it would work.
Well, let's face it. Maybe he wanted Ray to look weak, so that way at the end, it could make him look like give him a redemption by standing up to Ben Willis.
Let's.
Why are we still talking about the first movie?
because it warms the heart to talk about the first one when discussing this one. So okay, now, all right, they make a pact. They got to make a pact, of course. Hey, nobody talk about this. Stevie there making the pact with them, by the way. Stevie.
Maybe that's why she goes on a killing spree. She made the pact that she can't tell anybody. Remember what happens when you break a pact? You automatically have to die.
Oh, that's true. Yes, break the covenant.
Yeah, exactly. So in order to protect herself from the pact's spells, she now has to kill everybody.
Yes. Now, of course,
I think she only kills one person in the second movie.
We can talk about that later. Okay, let's cut to what are we? A year later.
A year later, Danica's getting married to a new person. What is our main character's name?
Main character. Yeah, she's not memorable enough to give like a first name treatment or last name. She has no name.
It's weird that I can.
We know Danica because she's a better character.
Yeah, I know Danica. We know Teddy. I even know Milo because really Milo is the worst of them all and worst of the whole crew in my opinion. Yeah. Besides Stevie.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna call her main girl.
And then I even remember the podcaster's name is Tyler.
Yeah.
Ava. That's it.
Ava. Okay. All right. So Ava is coming back into town. Not before having a random fling with Tyler at the airport.
Oh, on the plane. They're on the Mile High Club.
Yeah. So, one thing about the first movie that wasn't here was that at least I understand why Julie broke up with Ray after that opening thing, and Julie went about her life pretty much. But at least you felt like, hey, Julie and Ray had some love there, right? Milo and Ava,
no.
There's nothing there. There's no hint of like a real past relationship, chemistry now, chemistry going forward, love.
I would mention that I don't think they're even acting.
Yeah. Yeah. Milo's like a wooden cardboard box there. So.
Let's face it. You mentioned that Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. didn't get along or there's some beef between Jennifer and Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh, we'll get to it.
But either way, even during their scenes in the movies, they still felt like that they actually cared for each other because of acting.
I wouldn't say that. I think in terms of acting, I think that
acting's dead now.
No, I'm in the movie. I think Danica and Teddy both put effort in.
They should have been our main characters.
It's exactly like the first movie. They both were putting effort in, and at least with them, I feel maybe there is some love there, right? A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Danica being engaged a year later, it's like, man, that moved quick. Like, I guess they all broke up after the events of the first one.
Well,
None of them talked to them.
It's literally the same thing as the first movie, but
now was your, especially on a rewatch, was your red flag meter up immediately when Ava comes back into town and now Stevie's best friends with Danica?
Yes.
Because and on a rewatch, that's me like, oh, oh shit. Yeah, she's the killer. Yeah.
Right, but
why would that wouldn't make any sense?
Yeah, because it just doesn't.
Well, think about it. She was already separated from the group. Now this new trauma happens, and now she's best buddies with Danica.
Trauma loves trauma.
No, but everybody else went their separate ways.
Now, I'm gonna skip ahead. There's nothing really of note to talk about for the rest up till the first kill. The first kill wasn't even someone she needed revenge on.
The new fiance?
Yeah, Ray just decided, you know what, I'm bored. But
Ray or Stevie?
I'm pretty sure it was Ray.
I feel like
Ray has the strength to actually pull the dude.
I felt like something in the Scream movies too. I mean, I know that nobody wants to hear this because we're supposed to put the suspension of disbelief here. But I feel like if there's two killers and they're planning to go kill like a strong dude, I just think naturally they're like, hey, Ray, you take care of this. I just think it's just not saying the woman can't do it. I'm saying it's risky to be hey, Stevie, by yourself, go kill the guy. Even with the hook, it's like,
yes, you could say Stevie still did it because there is a belief that maybe she can. The guy is pretty scrawny, but she also used a gun. She weakened him first.
But if it's a guy and a girl, if it's Ray and her and you're planning it, why risk it? Why not just be like, Ray, you do it? If you're going to kill Danica by herself, that's different.
Right, but this is how I know this movie. And I'm just going to say it outright because I'm pretty sure I already have. I'm going to show you how this movie is shit. My 5-year-old nephew is visiting. He literally sees this scene. Now, remember, he's 5. Yeah. He is not like us. He has not been given the rights to watch horror movies yet.
Yep.
So he hasn't watched anything except for, I think he saw the chest burster scene in Alien.
Oh.
But
traumatizing.
But this little kid literally watched this scene and went, that's dumb. The kid's like, what happened? This makes no sense. And of course, he's a little kid, so of course nothing really makes sense. He wants an answer. But still, when he just looked at it and went, well, that's dumb. I was like, yep, sounds about right. And he wasn't even scared of anything. I think he let out a little chuckle.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know we're getting into like now because of course our killers are going to be just basically serial killers and they don't
even kill people in their own revenge group.
We're under the guise of they're on a revenge plot. What did this poor fella do? Just because he happened to fall in love with Danica over the course of a year. He didn't even know Danica probably when the events happened from the beginning.
And I already know
this poor sap. What did he do to get killed here?
I already know what some of the comments are going to say. Well, he was doing it as a warning. Just like what happened to Max, except, we didn't need him to kill random people because it's...
I know that. I understand this was Stevie's doing because Stevie's whole thing but Stevie double dipped there because Stevie at the end is talking about, you took away my guy, I had to take away your guy. She does it twice to Danica. Now that I'm thinking about it, she killed the new fiance and the old fiance.
Well, she didn't kill Teddy. That one is definitely Ray.
No, but that's still part of Stevie's plan. Remember, Stevie's the one still. Stevie tells Ray at some point, hey, we should leave the main girl alive. Her thing was, she told them, you took away my guy, I had to take away your guy. But like, you took away both of Danica's options. The old dude and the new dude. Damn. I didn't realize how much trauma Danica deal with it. I guess by the end, Danica doesn't give a damn, but she's moved on. But man, you killed Teddy and the new dude. Like, jeez. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, yeah, if the plan was then to kill Teddy also, it's like, man, leave the new dude alone. Like, Jesus. Decent death scene, I would say. I wasn't mad about the actual kill itself.
I'm not. It's just...
But it's someone you don't care about, so it's like...
Someone you don't care about, and really there's no suspense to it. I still know what you did last summer. That you had the big booming music.
Yep.
You had the heavy footsteps.
Yep.
And you had a lot of some decently elaborate death scenes in that.
Yep.
And
this one doesn't really go for it.
No, it doesn't. And then you get like Milo's death. That was just a quick choke. Like you didn't get any suspense. You didn't even feel like, oh, the killer could be behind him. And then all of a sudden, choke.
Well, here's what I understand. The director claims to be a big fan of the franchise. The most iconic thing about the first movie is definitely that Helen chase scene.
Mm-hmm.
And the second movie, I think, also has a pretty great chase scene as well with Brandy.
Yeah.
There's no chase. There's like a 10-second thing here, but there's no actual chase scene here.
No, there's not.
And you like nothing where someone's running for an extended period of time with a slicker man after him. It's like, if you're a fan of the franchise, like, how do you leave out that? Like, that's ridiculous.
Well, also, a lot of the deaths, especially in the first one, because they didn't have a big enough budget for a big kill count.
Yeah.
But especially in the first one, a lot of the deaths had very suspenseful scenes leading up to the kills.
Yeah.
This one, a lot of them just feel very quick. I guess the biggest thing is, we put another kill that happened just like where Helen Shivers was killed, even though that wasn't where she was killed. That was where the sister was killed. Helen was killed like 5 miles down the damn road.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity. Let's talk about Tyler the podcaster. Now, true crime podcasters has been a little bit overdone lately because there's one in Terrifier.
There's one in Halloween that actually caused the issue.
And there's one here. It's becoming a lazy thing in a way of terms of like, hey.
Especially with legacies where it's like, hey, this is how we bring it to the new cast instead of the old cast.
Well, Tyler shows up in town because she's doing an expose on the 1997 murders. She's walking in some, I guess, park area of Southport. She's like doing the commentary, and she's like, "Hey, this town looks like, you would never think that like murders happened here, and that,
because most people who are,
I'm like, lady, it's 28 years later. Do you want to? Are people supposed to be just like crying as you walk by them? Like, what would?" And this goes to the Ray thing too. Ray shows up at the
town meeting.
This happened before.
Well, the mayor
you better deal with this.
Mayor gave a pretty good point. Yeah, 3 decades ago.
Yeah, I mean, we
need a heel.
Let's address, because I mean, this ends up being the motivation, but the idea of you erased what happened. What does that mean? It happened to like 3 people in Southport. Think about this: Julie, Ray, and Barry and Helen are gone. The events of part 2 were in the Bahamas. That has nothing to do with Southport.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about 4 people, 2 of them gone, 2 of them there. This was not a 30-person killing spree. This is not Michael Myers going through Haddonfield. What is Ray? This is an isolated incident. Ray's acting like the whole town should be defined by this or that. Like, what do you want, Ray? A parade every year?
I do want to bring.
You want to celebrate the trauma? Like, I don't understand.
I do want to bring up the point of where, if you're paying attention to the music, really, of where people will be like, "Oh, Ray is definitely the killer," is when Ray appears. One, they hide him for like a good half the movie.
Yep.
They hide him for half the movie, and when he's finally revealed, it's not like a little triumphant type of return. It's not a happy-go-lucky, hey, here's our biggest survivor. No, it's kind of a dark tone that they use for his return.
Yeah.
And not only that, but now he's older, so he has a more gruff voice, more deeper and darker voice.
Yeah.
It's like, you're telling me to believe that he's not the potential killer now?
Intuitively, when watching the movie, your mind goes to Ray a little bit because you don't think it's going to be one of the friend group.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're all there when it happens. You're thinking, well, probably it's not one of them. But going in with, if there's no spoilers and you just go in and watch, I don't think it's Ray because I'm not going to buy the motivation. But we'll get to that. First, Tyler's death. This is another hint about Ray. Tyler's death, which I guess is trying to play on the Sarah Michelle Gellar death, the Helen death. She's doing the rope elevator thing. Gets killed, but
unmasks their killer and goes, "You."
All right, now let's use process of elimination.
Brandy Norwood.
She just came into town. She's met Milo and Ava.
Right. So those are the only 2 faces she would recognize.
But the you is like a shock, like which tells me she's processing. Oh damn! One of the original victims, is the killer. Now
it's Jack Black.
Jack Black.
Titus.
Just Jack Black. There's Brandy. There's Ray, and there's Julie James. And I think that if you already at this point are kind of like, maybe Ray, this is a dead giveaway that's not needed. There's no purpose for this. Half the audience at that point, oh, it's Ray. Stick to your whodunit. Stop putting. There's the clue. There's clues are nice, right? But not like giveaway clues. Too much.
Problem is this movie doesn't give us any actual clues, only those giveaway clues. Because
right, where's the middle ground?
Because then we're given all these weird runoffs with Stevie and Bray by themselves, talking like they are victims again, like they are being hunted.
Oh, okay. So the first example is Ray's on his boat. Stevie walks in. The friends stay behind for a moment. Stevie walks into a room with Ray, and Ray's like, "What's going on, Stevie? What was that back there?" Okay. Now these are the two killers who are in cahoots. They've made this whole plan. I can buy this a little bit if they showed Ray looking out the window and saw the group of friends coming to the boat. Now he gets into character. He's like, oh, Stevie's in character too. Stevie walks in. They're on the same page. Stevie walks in boldly by herself and talks to Ray. And Ray, at this point, shouldn't know there's friends in the boat also.
Mm-hmm.
This is very bold of Stevie to believe that, hey, we're both going to be in character. It's not bold. It's just stupid. But I'm giving them a credit here of the idea of like Ray knew that they were coming. And then Ray comes outside because Ray says, what the hell do you mean other people? Who else? And he walks out and he sees the friends. If that was the only thing, that could be forgiven. But then, yes, later on in the movie, Ray and Stevie at their own location by themselves.
No friends around.
Stevie, trying to call her friends with a concerned look, tells Ray, they're not answering. And then Ray gives a speech about, look, don't worry. I'm not going to let anything happen to you. Why are they in character when they're by themselves? Who are they putting on the show for?
I will give you a devil's advocate just so you can then shoot it down so no one asks this in the comments, okay?
Yes.
What if the actual reaction of her saying, hey, no one's answering, maybe that was her saying, hey, our plan's about to go to shit because maybe the police are onto something.
Yep.
Maybe they finally talked to someone. Maybe they figured it out and is trying to stay away from us.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And on a rewatch, because I keep saying that, if you're doing this whodunit style, on a rewatch, it all still has to hold up and make sense. A good whodunit, right?
Yes.
If that was the case, I feel like she puts the phone down and a normal voice tells Ray, like, hey, they're not answering. She does it in a concerned voice that gives you the context of, like, she's concerned about her friends. And then he responds to that, reassuring her, like, look, don't worry about this. It's clear they're talking about the idea of, like, I guess in this scene, they don't know they're the killers. That's all that is. They both have short-term amnesia. They don't know they're the killers. This is clearly her showing concern for her friends. This is not concern about the plan, because her voice wouldn't be that way. It wouldn't be like panic in her voice in the way that she's showing concern. I don't buy it. It's stupid.
What if? I do got one more what if. Because I don't know how the script writing process was.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was any rewrites. There usually is. But what if Ray was supposed to be solo?
Oh my God.
For some reason, I always want to call Stevie Billy. Shit, my life.
What the hell?
But seriously, what if Stevie was originally obviously not going to be targeted with her relationship with Ray, but what if Stevie really wasn't one of the killers? Ray was just using it as a reason to bring this killer back, so for his motivations.
So the problem is that Ray would only know about this whole scenario by Stevie coming to tell him. So I don't know how you don't include Stevie in the plot then, because Stevie's the one that came to him. Remember, this is all covered up by the police, and Ray wasn't there that night. So he has to get the information from Stevie in order to even know anything has happened. So then it's like Ray independently is going to be like, hey, she's like, and Stevie's mad. It feels like you have to kind of include Stevie in the plot. If you're Ray, like, I got to include Stevie in the plot. So I don't know.
Well then, there you go. You just answered the question of why Stevie's are killing them.
This is like the podcast thing. It's not needed and just shows terrible writing. Like, you don't need to show them by themselves in a separate scene in character when nobody's watching. It makes no sense. If they're based on their plot, they should be talking about going over the plan about what they're doing.
Or like, okay, if this happens, how do we fix it to get back on the plan?
It's stupid. Okay, let's cut to.
Actually, I do got one more thing that I thought was a decent clue.
Yeah.
Maybe I did miss something because, let's face it, I probably wasn't paying too much attention. The movie was pissing me off.
Yeah.
But Ray goes to see Julie, and then of course they both get a call. Julie gets Ava, Ray gets Stevie.
Yeah.
For some reason, I want to say Billy so bad.
I don't understand the Billy fascination.
Why?
What?
Maybe I want to watch Black Christmas. I don't know.
And that's a guy. Like, what woman character in the movie is called Billy? Yeah.
I could probably find a few.
This makes no sense.
Anyway, but yeah, Ray gets a call, and it's Bill.
Why don't you slow down? I can edit this part. Just slow down. Put your thoughts together. Slow down.
So Ray gets a call, and it's Stevie. And then immediately next, when you see them all together, It looked like Stevie picked up her phone, almost like she got a call, and then put it down saying, I gotta go. That's probably one of the bigger clues that Stevie's also a part of it, because like, who called you? Because at least with Ray and Julie, we both heard the ringtones.
Right.
So now, again, I probably did miss something.
Wait, who called Ray then, though?
It was still Stevie.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Stevie was the one who called Ray, but she was in another room. And so made it seem like Ray called her to come do a shift.
I gotta be honest, I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm sure somebody will understand.
I always want to edit out because I have no idea what point you're making.
The point I'm making is...
You're saying Stevie got a call.
So Stevie called Ray.
Yeah.
And then in the next scene, Stevie's walking away like, I gotta go. Ray said, and Ray put me on a shift or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So it seems like...
Stevie was making something up. Basically.
Right. So that way she can go out and very stupidly kill Milo.
Okay. All right. Oh, well, okay, hold on. Okay, let's cut back for a second because Ray going to see Julie. Now, here I'll address the rumors one more time. So online, there's no factual confirmation of this. Online, people think that either Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. themselves don't get along, or that maybe Sarah Michelle Gellar is involved in there somehow where the three of them don't get along. Because the rumor online is that these two people did not film the scenes together, and that there's a lot of close-ups on each of them cutting back and forth, but there's very few shots of them actually being in the same scene. And those shots of them in the same scenes could have been done either green screen or with a double. People online are really convinced. I have no idea. People online are really convinced about this. It does, when they're talking to each other, it is very much a close-up, cut to the character, close-up, close-up. Well, so it's filmed in almost an unnatural way where they could be not there.
I mean, you did say Julie didn't really show up until like last day of filming.
Even that's based on the idea that fans of the movie, they were tracking the cast on Instagram as they post photos of them at the location. And apparently that was all done by the time Jennifer Love Hewitt started posting her things, or they can put the timeline together in mind of like, oh, this is when she showed up, but all these Instagram photos of them being on set was like months ago. So it's like they're putting that together with the idea of like, okay, this looks like this is filmed in a weird way. They only have 2 scenes together, which is one thing. Again, like if the writer knew they didn't like each other, it's almost like they make this storyline of like them not being together because you're like, oh, we may not be able to get the actors to want to be in all these scenes together. But the problem is, again, if you're a fan of the first 2 movies, not to say that these guys are perfect soulmates, the best couple ever, the most romantic, heartfelt thing ever, but to go from the first 2 movies to them here absolutely despising each other, not just separated, divorced, but Julie pissed off at the idea that Ray is coming to her door even. And them asking Ray, you were married to Julie, and him being like, wow, unfortunately. This is like a big leap and a big F you to the fans to watch the first 2 movies now and have any investment in them as a couple and then be like, oh, okay, but 20 years later, this is going to happen with no explanation. We're not given any reason why, not that they're separated, but they hate each other. They hate each other.
You know, I got an answer for you. Ready for this?
Yeah.
The answer is Ray already tried to kill her in the past.
No, that would be even worse. No, there's no explanation. And it's character assassination of the legacy characters to be like, hey, we're here. We're not going to give a reason. It's just we need more. We need, even if it's lazy and stupid. Even if like Julie is like, hey, you should have thought about that before you cheated on me. Just throw in something that gives some context of like them, again, hating each other is strong. Like Ray regrets that he ever met Julie. That's a big leap from the dude going to a damn island in the Bahamas to save her life. And, you know, people, defenders of this movie, there's all these Ray hate posts where it's like comments about, hey, Ray was so controlling in the first two movies. Ray was, you know, I could see signs of him becoming a serial killer. That is all. You are pulling a Stevie. You are imagining things. You go back and watch. Yes, Ray by far, of course. Unforgivable to let your girlfriend be choked by Barry. Right. Not a good boyfriend. But the only thing controlling I can think of is him being mad when he comes to pick her up at the beginning to take her back to Southport at the beginning of I Still Know. But in context, he came to pick her up with a plan for the weekend, and she's like, no, I don't feel like it. He has a right to be angry there. But signs of him being a serial killer, that's no. I'm not talking about his actual motivation. I'm just talking about them as a couple. You've destroyed. Well, actually, if you're like me and you're gonna eliminate this from canon, you won't go back and watch the first two movies, and it's all every moment with them is gonna be like, and they grew up to hate each other, and I just basically, if you're gonna bring the two characters back, you gotta do a better job with their relationship than 2 scenes and no explanation of what the hell happened to them. It's terrible.
So I will also kind of address these rumors because I do believe at least at the very end, the climax, I do believe they were in the same room. Sure, you don't see them like.
Even that had the weird close-ups though.
It did, but there was
like you see the back of Freddie Prinze's head. But
that's where I was getting at.
But don't you think could be a fill-in?
It could be, but that villain has to be a damn good actor. For
maybe so.
For the whole reason of, as I'm watching the movie, and when you brought up the rumors, I watched like the jawline as he was talking, and the words were spot on with how the jawline was moving and all that. Words were spot on. There wasn't even 1 inch of a mistake, and it looked like the same type of emotion coming out with the words. So I'm sitting there thinking, they at least did that scene together.
The CGI though, so they CGI the jawline.
CGI the jawline.
I mean, in editing, they can pull stuff. I mean, look,
they could, but
maybe I want to believe they were at least in the same room.
At least
I want to believe, but even that scene, it seems like there's an effort to not have them in the same shot. It's very rare they're in the same shot, and it feels like it's so much so it does feel like there's an effort, like. Not saying there's something sinister going on, but it feels unnatural the way they're filmed. Like, why not give us the wide shot with them in the shot together? You have to do the overhead shot, the back of the head. Watch any other like climax. You see like the hero and the villain in the same shot plenty. Don't you feel like there's an effort here though to do something that looks odd. I don't know.
I just gave why I think they were at least part of the climax. I'm going to assume that the cameraman sucks at his job.
I would hope the director, somebody put their foot down and be like, I don't care what's going on. You're not ruining my ending by making me edit around you guys. All right, we should get to Teddy's whole death scene.
Because I don't know about you, but for some reason I remember Teddy getting off a few more hits than what he actually does.
Okay, this scene is done so stupid. Here's the thing. I complained about the first movie about the idea of that Barry's Mr. Tough Guy, Mr. Football Player. Barry's going to the gym. He's hitting the punching bag. When shit goes down, old man Willis beats the shit out of him and kills him in under 2 minutes. And Barry doesn't even put up a fight.
No, he doesn't. He just stands there and lets the hook go in him.
But at least Barry, for whatever reason, thought he was safe up in his secret spot on the balcony. So Ben Willis had to take the element of surprise. He was like, okay, if I'm going to kill Barry, I got to come up from behind. From behind gets him, let's say Barry confused and gets killed. Caught him off guard.
Well, he also got ran over by a car, too.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, no, but in that damn movie, apparently he's fully healed by the time. I don't know how. Yeah, like literally, he's in the hospital and like the next day.
I'm pretty sure he still has a cast on his damn leg.
Teddy goes to the gym in the sauna. basically giving a warning about, hey, you're next, mofo. You're next. I'm coming after you. So we cut to Teddy drinking on a balcony.
Yes.
All right. Listen, I'm not claiming Teddy is going to be missed by NASA, that he's like a smart character. But even, let's just say we're in this situation. If you actually get the warning, like, oh, thanks for the heads up, you're coming after me, your reaction is to sit on a balcony, get drunk.
Yes. You can't feel the stabs.
Your dad is a powerful man.
Yes.
He could have security there guarding you.
Yes. But they're too busy with the two girls that they locked in the police station.
Yeah, you could have one cop there. Your dad's a powerful man. Forget that. No security. You could have a gun. You could find a gun.
That's not as fun though. I'm telling everybody.
Oh my God.
Guns are not fun. What's fun is beating the crap out of people.
Okay. So you're gonna be drunk with no gun by yourself, isolated.
Yes.
No security, no gun, no weapon, nothing.
Yes.
He doesn't hear weird noise. He doesn't hear weird noise, but he looks and sees something over in the shadows, kind of thing. Which from the second he starts walking, we can see the damn silhouette
of Slicker Man.
I don't care how drunk he is. You stand next to Slicker Man and still don't pick up on the idea that maybe something's off here.
Well, you know what?
Because look, based on what we saw in the fight, and this is Ray fighting, right?
Yes.
From what you saw, if this was a fair fight, they both see each other coming, Teddy had a good chance to win this fight.
Oh, heck yeah.
Because the fight starts with Teddy already having been stabbed 4 times. So everything we see Teddy fighting back is already in the process of Ray's already got him like 4 times. Because Ray was like, hey, I'm going to use the element of surprise like Ben Willis did. And this character's so stupid that it works. Because it's a lazy element of surprise. Ray's like, I'm going to hide here at the back of the room looking like Slicker Man and hope he walks up next to me and turns his back to me. So Ray's like, this is the dumbest plan ever, but it works because this character's so stupid. But Teddy, man, you had him. You could have took him out. You just were too stupid. Now,
you know what? I know what happened.
Yeah.
Slicker Man is not Marlon Wayans.
Oh my God. And now after watching him, I'm also thinking about this character. But good acting though, because his character's totally different here than him.
It was. Oh my God.
He's playing Ray and him, and he's playing Barry Hare basically. So credit to him. He's 2 uniquely different characters. But bad writing, bad editing. They fight. Ray's with the hook. I hooked him 4 times. Still gets his ass kicked basically. Not get his ass kicked, but
he gets knocked down.
He gets knocked down, and to a point where dude spits on him.
Get on top of him and take the hook and start stabbing.
It almost felt like there's a deleted scene because they cut to him then crawling up the steps. Right. Bro, when you got him on the ground and you spit on him, there's got to be a weapon somewhere, like because they cut
the hook.
They cut to Ray then kind of getting up. If you know, like, yeah, you're bleeding out, all that stuff, it's that the move isn't to crawl away when he's just on the ground. He's going to come after you. So that was stupid because you make a point to show Teddy beat his ass pretty much at the end, but then he's just crawling away and gets killed.
Well, I mean, let's face it, the movie would have been over. What was Stevie going to do? Just go crazy and start killing everybody in town?
I got a feeling that when Stevie and Ray were making the plan, as they're designing the entire chain of events, I bet you the one thing they were worried about is when we have to go kill Teddy. The one thing they're worried about is like,
he could actually fight it.
That dude, we got to really plan it. Like, because everybody else are just like, okay, we'll catch Milo off guard. Milo's an idiot. Danica, we'll get her at her parade or some shit. Blah, 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 blah. But I'm sure Ray and Stevie are both like, taking out Teddy's going to be tough. Teddy's going to, like, not go down easy.
And I'm sure
so that had to be carefully planned.
I'm sure Stevie somewhat knew how he fought because if they were friends in high school, I'm sure she saw him fight somebody.
And he was probably beating everybody's ass.
Right.
So Ray's plan is like, I'm going to hide at the end of the hallway looking like Slicker Man. And Teddy's like, oh, yeah, I fell for it. I feel like, and I'm supposed to say, like, Teddy's my second favorite character. By the end, I like Teddy a lot. So I just wish I actually wish they did it better justice first. I mean, I feel the same about Barry too. They both should have done better. I know they're looking at like they gave him a fight, but they just made him an idiot by.
No, what I think they should have done, kill off Ava, and then leave Teddy alive.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we could have gotten your girl versus girl with Stevie and Danica, which we did somewhat get, but let's face it, not like what people thought was hoping for. And then you could have gotten Teddy versus Ray, where Teddy just pulverizes Ray into ground beef.
Here's the problem with that. All the men have to die in this movie. There's no heroic man. There's no male characters.
Not true. The cop man doesn't die.
Oh, yeah. The terrible cop.
The terrible cops, which for some reason they put two and two together just by looking at a picture. It's like, hey, Stevie has her arm around that Sam dude. Maybe they were together.
Oh, God. I wish they just cut to Stevie taking the thing off versus not showing us that reveal first. Because then you actually, again, you killed... Why kill the preacher? This movie's so badly written. Why kill the reveal? When Ghostface takes the mask off, you're like, oh, shit, who's Ghostface? They tell us who it is and then do a reveal scene. That's so stupid. I got to mention one thing before we get to the ending. In theaters, maybe I was just happy to see Helen. Happy to see Sarah Michelle Gellar because this is definitely not Helen. But I was happy to see the cameo because like, oh, cool. One of my favorite characters. But on the rewatch, I'm like, oh, well, this is not Helen. She's not acting like Helen.
Well, she's not Helen because she's Danica technically subconscious because Danica knew nothing about Helen.
Yeah, Danica knows nothing about Helen, how she talks.
The only thing she knew is what she looked like.
But she has a perfect visual of Sarah Michelle Gellar as Helen here. So then it becomes, what the hell is the purpose of this scene? Because what this needed was Julie dreaming about Helen and then actually SMG acting like Helen, her old best friend.
Right.
This was horrible. Lazy fan service, I guess. But even if you're a fan, you're like, oh, I mean, I don't want to see. This feels like just disgracing the Helen character almost. Like, this is stupid. I don't think they should have.
So
and watching it, they should have cut this out.
So what I think the director was trying to do, the director was probably just, or the writer, whatever she was probably just like me and you. Was like, Helen should have been our main character.
Yep.
In which case, then she's like, hey, Danica, as their filming is going on, she's like, Danica's a pretty likable character. Maybe she originally had a death scene, as you just told me earlier. That was rewritten, refilmed.
Originally, that was her death scene, was flying off the boat.
Yeah, so
and that's why she wasn't lightly stabbed on the boat. she stabbed the shit out of her, like gutted her basically,
right.
And she flies off the boat. Like that, it's actually almost unbelievable that she's alive. So
right. So
apparently her middle name is Chad.
So what I'm assuming it is like, since Danica is our Helen character and everyone liked Helen and wanted Helen to be their main character, let's keep Danica alive. But you see,
wait. Why would you do the same exact thing though, where you have Danica be a better character than Ava? That's a complaint about the first movie. It's not a good job first movie. You did that. People want Helen to be the main character.
Well, exactly.
Why would you do that?
That's what I'm trying to say of why they kept Danica alive.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
But here's the problem, as you were just about to say, just kill off Ava at that point.
Please.
Like, you could have at least had Ava like go out a hero if you still wanted her to be our hero. You have her go out fighting Stevie, and then Danica comes up behind and kills Stevie.
I felt no connection to Ava. In fact, again, Danica finding Teddy dead, I bought her reaction.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't feel like Ava cared about Milo enough to actually warrant her reaction.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the mess of an ending.
I
mean, the whole movie's a mess, but there's so much here to complain about.
I just want to complain that the first, and I know we went back to the first two movies a lot. There's a reason. There are movies we'd rather be watching. Mm-hmm. But the first two movies, when it comes to their endings are fun. There's a little bit of intensity, even though you know the character's going to live. But there's a little bit of intensity, a little bit of fun aspect, and just overall having to watch these characters try and overcome what they're up against.
Yep.
With this one, I did not think Ava was in danger at all.
Nope. Nope.
It literally looked like she was whooping Ray's ass.
Well, I'm not even there yet.
She's Ben Willis.
Let's go back to the boat, because it starts with a stupid boat scene.
Oh, right.
We got to get to the fake ending first. Okay, they're on a boat. Because Ray has guided them there.
And they're not listening to T-Pain? God damn it.
Yeah, that was the one first red flag was that. Okay, we already talked about Stevie reveals herself after the cops already reveal it, which is bad. Again, bad writing. Stevie revealed herself, gives the classic monologue from her. Her motivation is that I was with the guy who you killed. I didn't find out till the next day it was him. And Ava correctly points out, like, hey, you were with us. You were part of this whole thing. And it's like, well,
I didn't know. But
maybe I should kill myself, but I'm going to just kill you guys instead.
Well, the weird thing is the move, because Ava or Danica both kept kind of interrupting her during the monologue. And finally she's like, can y'all let me fucking finish? Like, no, we cannot. Because that's usually where shit goes downhill.
Well, and I think maybe Danica actually points out also, I guess poking fun at the villain monologue, like, so why are you telling us all this? And she's like, well, I just need you to know. It's like, okay, well, this is such a villain monologue cliche, but
right, and it's not needed because it just makes Stevie look worse than what the movie wants her to be betrayed.
So heroic Ray, shades of Bahamas, coming with his boat to save the day again, and really pulls out a gun. Him and Stevie have a moment. He says, Stevie, why didn't you come to me? I could have helped you. No, it's too late for me. Well, she doesn't say that.
I mean, might as well.
But she stabs shit out of Danica. Danica flies on the boat. Danica's dead for all intents and purposes. But now, Ray's going to shoot Stevie.
With blanks.
She flies off the boat.
It has to be blanks because she wasn't wearing a bulletproof vest.
Okay. Why? Why was this whole fake death thing? Why was this needed? Why wouldn't you just kill the two people and then make up a story that one of them was the killer and came after you? Like, you're gonna, like, what is Stevie's plan? She flies off the boat. What's her plan?
Actually, I do. Well, here's one thing before I get to devil advocacy again, is, the boat stops in the middle of the water because apparently Stevie drops the anchor.
Right.
I just want to point out that when Stevie dropped the anchor, she also apparently somehow stopped the boat entirely from when she wasn't in the cockpit. Oh. She was not on the bridge of the damn boat, and yet she drops the anchor and the boat just stops. You don't even hear the engine no more. I'm like, can y'all make that make sense? But
Ray had the automatic stop-start button from his little mini boat. So
yeah, right. But okay, so now the advocacy part is, why did they do the whole song and dance and not just kill both of them?
Yeah.
Because remember, Ray did mention originally Ava was not supposed to die.
Right.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, originally Stevie said we were just going to keep you alive, but since you know it's me.
But here's the problem with that. Since you know it's me, if you're going to keep Ava alive, Ava knows that Stevie was the killer. So now Stevie has to shave her head, change her identity, and move to the Bahamas.
Yes.
It's not believable that they're like, okay, we should keep her alive, but if we do, Stevie, you have to fake your death and disappear forever.
Yes. If
you kill her, Stevie just goes back to her normal life in Southport. Yeah. I know she likes Ava, but what's the future plan? Stevie's in the water. She dries up on the water somewhere. Again, she's has a passport. She's like, okay, well, goodbye, Ray. I'm gonna go start a new life. That doesn't make any sense. She knows Stevie's the killer. You got to kill her too.
They'll just do like a Return to Sleepaway Camp.
Oh,
because I don't know if you saw that one. It's like the fourth Sleepaway Camp movie that actually brings back the original actress that plays Angela.
By the way,
give me a second.
Yeah.
So, and the whole movie, Angela's actually there the whole movie. She's obviously the killer. But the way they get away with her being in almost every scene is they dress her up like a man.
All right. Well, this was an unfortunate sidebar.
So, no, they do that with Stevie. They dress her up like a man, so that way no one would suspect her as being Stevie.
I think that I'm glad you didn't write the movie either. So.
I wouldn't have wrote that, but still.
Okay, follow this.
Ray wouldn't have been our killer.
Follow this. Ray's like, hey, Stevie mentioned we should let you live because you weren't blah, blah, blah. Oh, so we're back to the revenge plot. We're back to, hey, if you're responsible, then you have to die. You killed other people in the movie that had nothing to do with the revenge plot. You guys are serial killers. You can't go back to like, oh, who should we kill? Well, who was responsible? Oh, well, Ava was okay. She was the fiance, the cemetery guy, Tyler.
The mayor.
You killed a bunch of people. So it's terrible, terrible writing. They would have killed them. Any logical killers would have killed them both on the boat. Mm-hmm. Planted one of them as the killers. Like, they attacked us on the boat. and then go about your normal lives and you get away with it. So stupid. Now, there's another part of this, though. Okay, off the boat now. First of all, where are the cops at? Because based on just what happened here, I guess we have to assume that maybe Ray didn't call the cops.
Nope.
Okay, so they go to Ray's bar. Ava's going to call Julie. Hey, this happened, but we're okay.
Julie somehow figures out, oh, it's Ray. So she hates Ray that much.
So basically, I think Ava tells Julie, like, hey, Stevie was the killer. And that triggers something in Julie to be like, oh my God. Oh my God. I got to go look at this article. Oh. It's true. Ray and Stevie
work together.
They work together. Now listen. Julie sees and says, oh no, and gets up and coming to save the day. Damn it, Julie. Do you hate Ray that much?
Yes, she does.
That he's the killer just because you see that he happened to be employed with the killer, so he's in cahoots with her?
Well,
now she happened to be right, but damn it, this is just because she hates Ray so much.
Well, let's face it. Apparently, she has world-bending powers because it comes true. He is the killer. Why are we getting these reveals before we get the reveal? Because that's the second time the movie did that. We got the reveal that Ray's our killer without actually getting our reveal.
We saw that scene with Julie and Ray, right?
Yes.
Based on that interaction, what in Julie's mind would even have Ray even in the pool of potential suspects? They had a normal conversation. Ray's like, hey, stay out of it, blah, blah, blah. She's like this. There's tension there, and of course they hate each other. But if Julie's going to make this thing here, then you should have something there that made, in that scene, that made Julie think, hey, something's not right here.
I'm telling you, he tried to kill her.
Okay, now let's get in the unfortunate mind of Julie James. Ray's the killer. Oh my God, I gotta go save him. I have to go save Ava. Jump in the car, driving over, saving Ava. What's missing here?
45 minutes.
No. What's missing is, I'm not bringing a weapon with me. I'm going to confront the killer. A gun, a knife, a super soaker, something?
Is it possible?
A water gun? Can you blast Ray?
Is it possible she called the cops from home in hopes that they were going, but then they were like, it's Julie James. She's probably calling for ghosts again.
If she called the cops would have met her at Ray's place. The cops don't show up. So she didn't call the cops. She said, I'm going to go and talk to Ray.
Well, remember, this is the same actress that was in Ghost Whisperer. Maybe the cops didn't want to deal with any more ghost talk. They just want actual people they can arrest.
All right, let's cut back to the bar. Ava sees something on Ray. And this has been used in so many movies before, too, by the way. The thing of, like, you see a wound on the killer, and you're like, oh, my God, that's the wound that the Slicker Man had. Yeah. I don't even buy her putting that together in the moment. That could have been any kind of random thing. Come on. She sees that, and she immediately is like, Ray's the killer. If you would have seen Ray shoot, you saw Ray shoot Stevie, I don't think there's enough there for her to actually be like, oh, Ray's the killer.
Well, to be fair, I do have a joke, but I'm just going to say she has a big brain.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to say the joke.
She has a big head?
Yes.
What?
I mean, do you not see how swollen her head is?
Oh, my God. Okay. We have a little mini
tussle.
And then finally, in order for Ray to give his monologue, we have to have Julie James show up. No weapon, of course. And now we're going to get Ray's motivation. Why? How, Ray? Why have you become a serial killer? Why?
Because they forgot about us.
They want to erase us and act like it never happened?
Dude, you're going to die in like 10 years. Come on, man.
Well, again, going back to the podcaster, what did you want, Ray?
Well, if you wanted the podcaster was there to do what you wanted.
Why'd you kill the podcaster? The podcaster was about to report your entire thing to the world.
Let's face it. He probably could have gotten the podcaster on board.
I forgot about this. You're exactly right. The podcaster was there to shed light on this, to let the world know about your plight, Ray. Why would you kill the one person who's on your side? She's there to help, Ray. She's on board with your motivation, and you kill her. If you let her live one more week, the whole world would have known about Southport. What the hell, Ray? This gets stupider and stupider. Wait a minute now. Hold on. I didn't mention this earlier. All right. Let's trace back Ray's motivation. Ray's traumatized about what happened. Let's cut to I Know You Did Last Summer, right? Mm-hmm. They do the thing to at the end, Ben Willis into the water, hand chopped off.
Yep.
The cops asking Ray and Julie what happened.
Yes.
They don't tell them.
Yes.
They covered up.
Correct.
I still know.
Happened in Bahamas.
Everything's still been covered up.
Yes.
How does the podcaster person even get the information about what happened? Because didn't Ray and Julie cover this whole thing up?
They covered up their involvement.
The podcaster has a picture of the note that says, "I know what you did last summer." That's from the first movie. How is that in a newspaper? They covered it up. And we don't know what happened at the end. I still know. Maybe they told the Bahamas police.
They'd be in jail.
Yeah, they covered up.
Because guess what? Manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter, and actually it would probably get kicked to murder since they let it go for over 2 years.
Right.
They'd be in jail. There's no statute of limitations on that. And they technically crossed state lines and country lines, so that's a federal case now.
The podcaster should know about the murders happened, Slickerman, Helen died, Barry. She should know about that. But she should know about the "I know what you did last summer" part of it.
Right.
That part of it's only Julie and Ray should know.
Yes.
And Ray, it's like, you covered this up yourself, basically. So why are you like, if you wanted more attention about this?
Why did you cover it up?
None of this makes sense. And now, the most egregious part. Ray at the end here is giving his monologue to Julie, who's just like, nostalgia's overrated, get over it.
And I'm just like, can we stop with the monologues, please, and get to the action?
Ray, off the top of his head, is like, you know what? I'm going to blame you. It's too late in the plan, Ray, to be coming up with a plan on the spot. I think I'll blame you. Like, that's not going to work, Ray. Come on.
You got to kill them both now.
But the bigger question, if you weren't going to blame Julie, who was getting the blame? Just Stevie was getting the blame, I guess, right?
Either Stevie or it's possible maybe he was going to blame Ava.
I guess because if
Danica did not survive and Ava died.
If you were leaving Ava alive, then obviously Stevie was going to be the killer.
Right.
But if you're killing Ava, then it's up to Ray to be like, who was the killer?
Yeah, then Ray could go wherever he was originally going to meet Stevie and be like, hey, I had to kill Ava, so we're just going to pin it on her.
But if you're Ray, how do you explain the boat situation? Then you come back to the bar with Ava, and then Ava reveals she's the killer to you? It doesn't really make sense. Then why did you kill
Remember,
Stevie?
she has a big brain, so they could have said she manipulated me with her gooey eye tears, and
okay. So basically, for Ray at the end to be like, I'm gonna plant this on you, Julie, means this is not really well thought out. It doesn't work that way, Ray. You have to actually come with a plan where it actually makes sense that Julie was here present for all these other murders and stuff. Julie wasn't even on the boat, so
I don't want to say this because, to be fair, it is a stupid thing to say, but this movie has made me think men stupid.
Oh God.
Men need therapy.
Well, listen, the most egregious thing is that Ray then is just like, without hesitation, ready to kill Julie. And Julie's just sitting there like, okay, kill me. Again, if you're gonna make these characters hate each other, even that, you're making Ray that willing to easily kill Julie. Okay, what would have been good motivation for Ray? Two things. One, they accidentally hit Ray in the car. Ray's like, oh, this should happen to me. I'm gonna revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Or some scenario where
Stevie dies.
No, some scenario where he's doing it to win back Julie. The love for Julie fuels the murders. That would have been smart. I don't know how to exactly do that, but you plan it where it's all in his mind for Julie.
Mm.
Something like that makes more sense. Ray's obsessed with Julie. Him just being like, I'm going to pin it on you and I'm going to kill you. Character assassination. This dude left his hospital bed to go to the Bahamas, not knowing where in the Bahamas she was, and somehow ended up in the very forest that her and Ben Willis were in. Get out of here. And by the way, one thing I guess was funny though. I read this online. I made sense watching it. Julie about to get killed by Ray. You have to shoe in the stupid line. What are you waiting for? It had to be. But it actually.
Remember, she just said "fuck nostalgia."
I gotta get it credit though. It made sense now. When she says it the second time, "What are you waiting for?" She's actually talking to Ava behind Ray, like, stab him. What are you doing? That makes sense, even though it was a way to pigeon in a stupid line that nobody wanted to see. Okay, ultimately,
Men need therapy. It was not Stevie's fault because they don't even blame Stevie, it seems like.
Men need therapy.
And Brandy Norwood will come back in the sequel.
And amongst the girl talk at the end, it's just like it's thrown in like lightly. Oh, Stevie's alive. They've been hanging out the last week. That would have came up in the first conversation. You tell me that just comes up right now. Hey, by the way, the killer's still alive. I don't know. Okay, and the Brandy thing. Were they trying to set up a sequel there?
They were trying to set it up. I guess Brandy Norwood forgot how to act because I did not feel her character at all from the second movie.
She hasn't acted in a long time.
Yeah, so it literally just felt like, oh, honey, how are you?
Well, if you had the ability to get Brandy, then again, if you have access to Ray, Julie, and Brandy, Carla, just make a proper sequel with them. Why did we get this movie? We just want to see them. I don't know. I now I go back to what I was talking about at the beginning. Freddie Prinze being like, oh, interesting idea. I think acting wise, he was like, oh, it'd be fun to play a killer. And again, could have been great, but the execution done poorly made it a terrible thing that makes you want to erase this movie from history because you can't watch the first two movies without being annoyed at what happens in the future here.
Mm. I will say, this movie is worse than Scream 4.
Oh my goodness! I mean,
coming from me, that's this movie is. I'm trying to debate on where I rank this movie in worst movies I've seen. Is it above Nightmare on Elm Street 2010 or below it?
Oh,
which one would I rather watch first?
Oh, that is tough. Nightmare on Elm Street is boring.
You know what?
This is stupid, insultingly stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it's as boring as Nightmare.
It's not boring, but you know what? I think I'd rather watch 2010 over this one.
Wow.
Just because of Jackie Earle Haley.
This
I'd rather watch Freddy vs. Jason over this.
Freddy vs. Jason's a great movie. I don't know why.
Fuck that movie.
Unbelievable. This is definitely... You know, the second one I still know has like a 4.7 or a 5.1. 4.8, I think, on IMDb.
This movie's rated higher than that.
It may not be, but it deserves to be like a 4 point something, maybe a 3.8. I just think that this feels like a cheap money grab, but my understanding is that it came from the idea of somebody who's a huge fan of the franchise wanted to bring it back. Mm. And nothing about the movie suggests that a fan of the franchise made this movie. This feels like somebody was like, F the first two movies. I'll use some of the characters so we can put them in the trailer to try to get people in. But they're barely in the movie. And when they're in the movie, we destroy the characters, destroy their history. And I think they've killed the franchise. I think this is the end for all intents and purposes. I think never will a note be sent again claiming to have known what someone did last summer.
What are you talking about?
I'm giving the eulogy right now.
I'll always know what you did last summer.
Well, we know there's some bodies in a trunk somewhere from you back in your high school days. But okay, folks, listen. Bottom line is, this was a rant of all rants. This reminds me of, if you enjoyed us really hating a movie, not hating a movie, but just like shitting on it, go back and watch our Valentine podcast. There's only a few of them where we're both on the same page. It's just like Valentine this. And you know what? The truth is, I like Valentine. So
I don't.
And recent watchings, I think Valentine is a fun slasher movie. And go back and watch our I Still Know podcast also. That's just a fun podcast too. Because that movie is plot hole wise as stupid as this, but it's at least a lot more fun. So
as always, folks, you don't have to go home. You do gotta actually go to Walmart, buy batteries, and send them to me, please. We're running out.
And I'll just say one thing also. If you are in this situation of this movie, it's okay at that point to get a gun. Get some kind of protection. Don't be Teddy. Don't think that fisticuffs is the way to go. And
don't be Julie James, who just goes there to die.
She didn't bring a weapon. I don't understand.
She wanted to die.
Son of a bitch.
All right. As always, folks, peace.